don't consider the parents when they're sending homework home. That parents may not know the information, and so it always helps to have a better communication with the parents. You know, get to know the students, but get to know the parents as well. You know, and start seeing everyone working together. And I don't think we have that to a great extent. You know, it's an interesting thing because, you know, if you take a look at studies of people in neighborhoods like around Whittier here, if you do a study of them, we haven't, but for some, they like their school generally. They'll go, oh yeah, I like Mrs. Brown at Whittier, you know, she was a good teacher. They have positive things generally to say. Then you ask them about our country as a whole, our educational system's a mess, and they're partly right. But they have a real amplified view of how bad it is. And it's not that bad. I mean, it's not as bad as what they describe it. It's got problems, but you know, it's still making progress in some ways, you know, differently. But it's that detachment that they're not, somewhere along the line their perception has changed about education from their real experience to thinking about the experience of the country whole. Somewhere in there, their perception has changed. And I think that's part of the problem in terms of even Washington schools. Part of the problem is that we have a hard time getting together because of that perceptual change across the state. Yeah.
All right. So.
Oh, your turn.
Yeah, my turn.
Okay.
So, after school activities are a great way to get students extra help and support. So, considering that you're the Dean of Education, is there another way that this can help be extended to the outside community as well as not only to help students but the community also?
So, I missed the question. I missed the question. So, let me, well, I don't know what the question is yet.
Yes. After school activities are a good way.
Oh, after school activities.
Are a good way to help students get extra help or support. Concerning your dean, is there another way to help, or is there another way this help could be extended to outside communities as well as not only help students but the community also?
Well, you know, that's why I love teaching at community college, right? We used to be called a junior college, you know, sort of the little brother of the real college.
Yeah.
And but we're now called a community college, and so that's what we're very much involved with, is reaching out to the community and having events here in the community and participating. So I think we do that probably better than any educational institution in this country. We really see, now some community colleges have changed their name, like Bellevue Community College, they went to Bellevue College. Okay. I don't know what's wrong with the word community, you know. I think community is a good word, but we've hung on to that word here because I think we have that commitment to being attached to the community. So from my standpoint, one of the ways, you know, my students go out and they're volunteering in all the schools throughout the community. They want to be teachers, but they're also helping the community, teachers out there, you know, do their job. So I think we have a lot of service learning experience here at the college where people go out and participate in jobs that are connected directly with the community. So I think the answer is yes, we can do things that but I think we're doing them, you know, to a great extent. Try to make that, make us a part of I mean, I'm really, you know, I've been with this school a long time. It was just dinky, you know.
Right.
Yeah, it's a pretty fantastic school now. You know, it's been, you know, even architecturally, it's beautiful. It used to be ugly, just ugly, and now it's nice looking. I think it's something the community can be proud of, and they make a connection when they come here. You know, don't know if that answers your question, but.
Do you think the high schools could maybe try doing the same thing, or do you think they already are?
Get the students more involved in like community stuff.
Well, it seems like you're doing that right here, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's sort of a connection to the community. So I think one of the ways they can do that is through project-based learning, which is what you're doing right now. I think that's a great way of learning, is coming up with projects that can make a difference in the community. Not all of them have to, but some can. So I think the more we sort of continue to make, let learning happen and recognize the importance of democracy in schools, I think the more we can make those connections. So.
Do you have anything else you want to ask, Marcus, or are you good? Because we did go through all our questions here.
Do you think like sports and exercise has a big impact on learning?
Well, yeah, I do. I mean, I'm a crazy table tennis player. I mean, I'm part of we've got 75 people as part of our club, and we have a professional who coaches us. And people, we're all a little older, it's like, oh, you guys must, they look at us. And they go, well, I better come back when I've improved a little bit. So I know that it helps my attitudes, it helps my attitudes. So I think, the whole Greek ideal of mind and body as part of holistic education, I think that is something we shouldn't lose. It's so important to sort of, keep those two united and not think that everything's up here, that it's also experiencing the world and movement and things like that. So yeah, I think it's really important. So some of my worst students and some of my best students are involved in sports. So something about personal commitments. Because some of them come in here and because they've learned so much discipline from sports that they apply it to their learning. And they ask the right questions, they get involved. I think it's those who maybe have a lot of natural talent but haven't had to really work on that discipline as much, who kind of go through and I can just make it through and don't really do as well. But so I think sports can be very important. It's, again, the Greek idea, the Germans also, part of their system.
You have anything else?
Okay,
All right.
I'm good.
Thank you for your
That
time.
sounds good.
All right, thank you, I
Thank you
appreciate
so
it.
much
I
for your
love getting opportunities to talk about this stuff. So,
All right.
thank you.
Originally, we were going to go over to Edmonds, but then the guy that we talked to, he's like, he didn't get back to us on the date.
Oh, so I'm a second choice.
No, that's not
I want a copy of
Not a
this.
second choice.
You did?
Whatever you do, I want a copy of it.
Definitely.
All
Yeah.
right. We email it to you.
Yeah, I have your
Okay, great, great.
Definitely. Thank you for your time.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, appreciate it.